Hello everyone, bonjour tout le monde. Today we are going to talk about indefinite articles. If you watched this week's story, Le Chemin, you may have already encountered these words, and if you have not seen the story, stay tuned to find out what these are because you will encounter these in your French learning journey. Let's get started. C'est parti. Okay. So indefinite articles, what are they? So an example here. So if you have seen these in your French learning journey or in today's story, an example would be here, un and une. So a rose, a path. Now, based on the examples that we saw in this story, how would you define an indefinite article? I'll give you some time to think about it before I write it down. All right, so let's write our answer here in this blank. So answer in French is réponse. So our answer will say indefinite articles are words that come before common nouns when we are talking about something non-specific or one of many. There we go. Now, what do these look like in English and French? In English, it's a or an. And for simplicity's sake, because you will see it in the future, let's just include some. And in French, this word, un, means a or an. Une means a or an. And de means some. Probably something that you might be thinking right now is, well, Madame, when do I know when to use these? So, un is used before common nouns that are masculine. And in French, nouns have gender. Un is used before common nouns that are singular and masculine. Okay, so before words that are singular and masculine, and we will get into some examples, une is used before common nouns that are also singular, but they are feminine. And for this one, gender does not matter. It's just if it's plural. Plural and non-specific. Now let's get into the examples. A dog. So here we have an indefinite article, which is a. Dog is our common noun. Dog in French, we're going to go with, because this is a being and beings like man, woman, boy, girl have gender, dogs also have gender. In this case, we're not being told if it's a boy dog or girl dog, so we're just going to go with, we're going to use the masculine singular as the default, which is chien. So a dog, chien. There's no E after it, which usually indicates, the E usually indicates that something is feminine. And the S in French also usually indicates that something is plural. Again, that is a very simplistic way of saying something is feminine and plural, but that's what we're going to go with because this is a beginner grammar lesson. So there's no E, there's no S, so I'm going to assume that it's singular masculine. Because of that, I'm going to use un. So singular masculine, use un. Okay, so here you can see that in English, again, our indefinite article, right, is an. But in English, what determines when to use a and when to use an is if your common noun starts with a consonant or a vowel. And in English, our vowels are A, E, I, O, U. If the common noun does not start with one of those letters, then you use a. If it starts with a vowel, use an. In French, however, you go based off if it's masculine, which is un, or feminine, which is une. And remember our little rule, if it ends in E, it usually indicates something is feminine. There is no S, which means that it's singular. So again, which one of these indefinite articles is singular feminine? There we go. So singular feminine tells me to use une. So let's write une pomme. Good job. Très bien. Now here we have an example that uses some. Some books, so again, it's plural. So the only plural one we have is des. All right. That is pretty much it. Again, these are indefinite articles. They go before common nouns, and they go before something to indicate that something is non-specific. Hopefully this lesson was taught in a way that was understandable, but if you have some tips to make it better or you still have questions, please let me know. If you are interested in learning vocabulary through stories, please check out my other videos. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Merci.